happy to see. I think I'm dying here, man.
Through the haunted mansions and floors, the creep, they lead us to the places from which we dare not peek. A journey through fear and the realm of the night. In every word they speak, our hearts ignite with fright. Welcome to the horror show, the Deep Cut Podcast, where nightmares come alive, ready to take their blow. Tune in to the chilling delight on the airwaves of the night. Let the darkness grow. Let the darkness grow.
Aw, yeah, it's that time again for another bi-weekly podcast with your hosts, Rottin Roger DeMarco and
EvilDeadInks.
live back in the cabin.
Pre-recorded.
Yes, pre-recorded lives. You may notice we may look a little older. It's been a long time since we've recorded. And also, we changed the orientation of the cabin. That's only a sight gag for people watching. If you're listening, you're probably like, what the fuck? I don't care. You don't sound any older. So
I think I do.
Maybe. But, you know, whole another year in the books. We both celebrated birthdays in this past week since...
Leveling up days.
Yep. Since we recorded last, because, sidebar, we record all this stuff in batches when we're able to be together. So
yeah, believe it or not, we don't spend 6 weeks together nonstop.
I mean, we could,
or we reconvene, several times a month.
We could and we would, but yeah, that's a hell of a commute. But when was the last time we recorded? Do you know off the top?
Nope.
At least 3 months, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, oh, definitely. At least that.
So, yeah, like I said, we both have celebrated birthdays. Summer is officially in full swing. And oddly enough, today is the day we are recording on Friday the 13th. So, with that comes a little bit of news, which we're not a news podcast. We're not a news channel, but I feel like it would be a disservice if we didn't at least bring this up, even though our podcast network runners, Slash and Cast, they've been on top of this. They're who you go to if you want up-to-date news, but there's been some rumblings in the Friday the 13th world.
Rumblings, yeah. It's been doing things, and then...
It's doing things.
I mean, it's doing things, because there's like, all right, what's the progress been like? I don't know. All I know is they have now established a trademark image and a username.
Yes.
It's not going to be, between Party A and Party B fighting over rights. Now, it's not going to be Paramount Presents. It's not going to be Friday the 13th.
Or
even
Jason
TM.
Inc. or whatever it was. Terror Inc.
Oh yeah, I remember Terror Inc. Boy, that screams late 1980s if ain't nothing else does. But no, now it's going to be called the Jason universe, with them working a 13 into the word Jason, so it looks cool.
Yeah, sure.
Your thoughts on? Well, I'm gonna go bit by bit because I didn't know your reaction to a certain thing we'll get to. I was telling my wife what it was going to be, and then I was like, we'll see how it is. If it is exactly how I predict it might be when I asked what you thought of. But first things first, that this Jason universe is now the TM. What do you think?
Well, I'm split down the middle because, one, it's a good thing that we're done with the Victor Miller, Sean Cunningham beef, because that's been holding us up for so long. But what I feel like this Jason universe is, to me, is nothing more than specifically product licensing and not necessarily films. It just feels like, oh, now we can sell Friday the 13th shot glasses, shitty, Walmart and Hot Topic shirts. We can just crank out the Jason merch.
Which I already have those.
Yeah, we already do. Because
Walmart's got that on lockdown right now. They have a glow not glow in the dark, but a light like it's a lamp, but it's the mask like he's busting his head out a wall.
Mm-hmm.
They have a baseball jersey.
Yep.
I think that's it.
But like, we're marks. And I think they know it. Like, they know, they put the hockey mask, they put the Friday the 13th, or they can't do Friday the 13th anymore. I think they just have to put Jason Voorhees or whatever on something. They know that they're still going to sell stuff. And now it's okay to do so. So,
any asswad will buy it. Just slap the logo on there.
Exactly, yeah. And it gets a little sketchy for me because we kind of enter that territory of like, I feel like Chucky's in the same kind of.
Oh, Chucky's
just Chucky.
Chucky is to me the equivalent of in Demolition Man when Taco Bell wins the franchise wars. Like, nobody expects Chucky's gonna be the one running away with all the merchandise, like perks and shit, because it didn't take nothing to find, Child's Play
everywhere.
Merch and memorabilia and everything. Like nothing. How come there's nothing holding Chucky back? He's in video games. You see stuff everywhere. Halloween, I think, is still number one. You see Myers stuff first, but I feel Chucky is potentially overtaking the amount of just out there. Like, this, who likes this franchise that much?
I don't know, but Michael Myers has one thing going for him, and that is the actual name of the series is Halloween. So you can always, every October, crank out some new Halloween merchandise, and then someone's gonna be like, "Oh shit, yeah, I can buy a new Halloween shirt." Like, so they got that going for them.
That
yeah, me too. Yeah. So it is what it is. I'm curious. I'm a little mortified, because you're alluding to it. But we got to get to that reveal, which I'll put up for anyone who hasn't seen it. I mean, we're late to the game, so you've probably seen what this Jason looks like, but
yeah, because along with the name, which is going to be like you said, slapped on for every bit of merchandising and
Spaceballs,
every memorabilia. every aspect is going to be going down, and along with that, we got the reveal of what. And the head scratching part of it to me is they open with this a Greg Nicotero design, like straight up Tom Savini, like he did Protégé, for the game. Yeah, like we're gonna get a special effects man's devout attention to making something. Yeah, like very you think very makeup effect heavy.
Yeah, responsible for all the good gore in Walking Dead, like.
Yeah,
the guy.
Yeah, you're expecting that, and we got this image of Jason that's going to be the trademark, I guess. I don't know if they'll do the full. It's a full body shot, but I guess they could do portions of it. But it looks like the Dollar General, like when they're doing the knockoff version of it.
Yeah, the glow in the dark, like with weird holes in weird places.
The Transmorphers instead of Transformers kind of deal, because the mask looks straight up like it's in. I swear that hockey mask, if it's even a hockey mask anymore, that's the same one that you can get in one of the WWE like Create a Wrestler games. It's part of the face gear shit you can put on. It looks strange, and then I knew as soon as I saw that he's wearing like an army, not a jacket, but like a long sleeve button shirt that's open. I was like, yeah, Roger's gonna love this.
I hate it. Like, he gets cold. I don't want to go down that just bitch session of okay, whatever with the clothes, but you get one of the greatest horror effects creators to craft your Jason, just like when the Friday the 13th game came out and we got a Tom Savini Jason. That was at least original. That had like its own thing to it. He had the like burning ember eyes and all the cool shit. Like,
and believe me, it doesn't make us feel better to say Tom Savini did it better than Greg Nicotero. But in this occasion, it is like if they didn't tell us a backstory, I feel we were already, without even saying it, making up our own backstory for the like this Jason already went to hell, killed the devil, and took his goddamn pitchfork.
Yeah,
and now he's back. But yeah, that's what we thought what we were getting when you start, like, you take this whole roller coaster and just reading a few lines.
Yeah.
Greg Nicotero designed.
Oh shit!
And then, yeah, you get this turned in 3 seconds before it was due homework.
It's bad, man. Okay, so the chevrons are a huge issue because they're, like, way bigger than normal. The triangle.
I didn't even get to any of the holes or chevrons. I was just like, why does it look like he's squinting? The hockey mask is.
He looks like, yeah. What he looks like to me is like you took your Grand Theft Auto 5 character and then took him down to the boardwalk and bought a mask.
Yep.
And like you tried to make Jason in Grand Theft Auto. That's what it looks like to me. Like, hey, close enough. Like, if someone saw it, they'd totally think it was Jason. And like, literally, like you said, you squint. If you like. If I was, 100 yards away and squinting at this Jason, I'd go, that's pretty good. And then you start closing the yards and you're like, what the? No, it
turns into the Friday the 13th equivalent to a Scud missile.
It's so painfully average. And part of me is holding out hope, thinking like, oh, they released this, like, and maybe that's just whatever, like artist conception art, like they haven't got it. They haven't got an actor. They haven't put makeup
maybe this
on.
Is what we think Greg Nicotero will turn in. He hasn't turned it in yet.
Well, like because like when you design a character, you sketch it out and then you go like, this is what I'll do for you. So like,
oh, you think it's a first draft?
I'm fucking praying because like you said, it's very late homework. Quick shit, I forgot. I'm supposed to make Jason. Here's Jason. And so the mask, they've reduced the holes, but they think they're being clever because they have only put 13 holes in the mask. So, the Jason universe, 1-3.
Shit's deep.
Yeah. And the chevrons, though, man, real big. And then the triangle is like, it looks like a unibrow. It's weird. Like you said, the eye holes are like squinty squares almost. They're just not. They're not good.
It's angular.
Yeah.
Like instead of a round covering your face hockey mask, it's pointed down. Kinda,
yeah, like a guitar pick. It's got like a guitar pick.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. A guitar pick.
Don't be a man.
Rectangle.
Yeah. It's
how far gone are we from hockey masks even being a thing anymore? I feel they were struggling. I feel. When you got to 1989.
It's only because that one dude took a hockey puck to the face, right? Like, I don't know my hockey history. I don't know jack shit about hockey, but I know, like, a goalie took a hockey puck to the face, and then they put that mask on him, and he came back out and finished the game. Like, I don't know what team, what game, whatever. I've just something I think I've read, so I could be completely wrong.
Oh, I was just going by the aesthetic of like how technology improves over time. So, eventually you phase out this design it'd be like you seeing a dude walking down with an original Razor phone today, standing next to somebody with an iPhone 38 double D kind of thing. Just how far gone are we removed from where hockey masks were a part of the general aesthetic of a hockey playing goalie?
Yeah, because
of course what they have now, because you couldn't make anything like that look spooky or scary now with a traditional looking. It'd be like he went out there in a catcher's mitt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a catcher's mask. Yeah.
Yeah, a catcher's mitt mask. just as terrifying.
He's going to catch you. I'll put money on that. If there's a killer catcher horror movie out there, and you got
catch him and kill him.
Yeah, I will do that. That was an Amityville remake reference, deep cut.
So we have the design of Jason. We have now the name. And they announced, of course, a slew of things to come that they're going to be working on. Mm-hmm. And it sounded so afterthoughty when they were like, movies too.
Yeah.
We'll be doing movies as well.
Which is all we fucking want. Let's be clear. I mean, I'm cool.
Like it should start with that.
Yeah. I'm cool with the TV series thing. Like, because I'll give it a go. Give it a go. We did Bates Motel. And so I've, full disclosure, never watched a single episode of Bates Motel. But I know it had a good run. So if it had a good run, it probably wasn't fucking terrible. It probably was pretty good for the fans.
I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't know.
But this is coming to Peacock. It's going to be called Crystal Lake. Mm-hmm. And A24's got their hands on it because if it's either A24 or it's going to be Blumhouse.
Yeah, and
which one do you want? And I'm like,
so lesser of two evils is A24 because I hate Dumbhouse movies. I know you're not necessarily a big A24 fan, so
no.
You can't please all the people all the time. And unfortunately, I think you and I we're just going to be lukewarm to no matter what. Like, I just feel like it's going to be like, yeah, I mean, we got it, but is it really what we wanted? It's like getting will we make it past the pilot is the real thing. We'll watch that pilot and think, that's not bad. And even probably if we're feeling good, like, I'm not going to rule out the possibility I'll get a message from you. You're like, this is cool. I'm going to watch this every week. And by the next week, you're like, I think I'm done.
I forgot. Well, I'll pick it up next week.
Prime example of that, if you're listening, but if you've been a fan of our YouTube channel. So if you're watching, you're obviously a fan of what we do here. But Creepshow has always been a giant influence on the aesthetic of the channel. We love Creepshow. Full disclosure, I never even finished the Creepshow TV series. Like, I got to a certain point, like where I used to watch it.
I haven't either.
I used to watch it every week. We used to talk, like, hey, man. And then at some point, I was like 2 episodes behind, and then I just stopped. Like, and I'm sure they're good. Most of them hit it out of the park. There've been some.
Make it back to it at some point. I have no doubts at some point. I mean, that's the thing with collecting a bunch of TV shows on Blu-ray and DVD anyway. Is like, there's going to be a day where I'm going to break a bone or something. I'm going to be laid up. And I'm going to be super glad I picked up this entire series of Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch
Band of Brothers or whatever.
Yep, Band of Brothers. Then I'm going to do Silk Stockings after that.
So I'm left. We're in limbo because all Friday the 13th fans are in limbo. We just have to take what they give us and go, please,
too
sir,
much
man.
choice nowadays, man. I mean, they even have the micro version of this is the Creep tapes on Shudder.
Yeah.
It's literally they turn the movie Creep into like 15-minute mini episodes, and we didn't even keep up on that.
I never even I watched the trailer. And I was like, that looks cool. And then I just never.
It's like one night we watched 3 episodes. And we're like, yeah, this is pretty on point for the movies.
Like on brand?
This all fit. Like if you just did the compilation and it's just a bunch of his tales all strung together, which I don't imagine would be too long before somebody puts that out as a bootleg. The entire Creep tapes done as one whole thing to watch. But they all fit the aesthetic, and we liked it. But yeah, that was kind of it. We watched it for a day for like 3 episodes worth, and I was like
45 minutes, and you're like, all right, what else is
what do you want to do tomorrow?
Yeah, anything but this. We'll get back to it. But I mean, it's just what it is, man. We got to take what we get with this Friday the 13th thing. I'm apprehensive. I'm excited, but I'm a cynic, but I did just see Slash and Cast had posted Gun Media and Ilphonic are working together again.
Yeah, there's the other, for me, I think for us.
Yeah, us.
The biggest gleaming light that come out of all of this is the rumor of the Friday the 13th, the game, the good one, the one that everything has been chasing since Killer Clowns, Evil Dead,
Texas Chainsaw, yeah.
Yeah, they just keep trying to catch the lightning in a bottle.
I got that.
That Friday the 13th, the game was. There's just been rumor that it could get resurrected, like
get a remaster.
A remaster, and then literally, I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Like I didn't watch the clips because who reads whole articles? You just read the headlines and move on with your day. But the headline was, I've done my research. Where's yours? That Kane Hodder was alluding to that there being either him working with them, Ilphonic and Gun Media, or that a game is on the way. So either it's been something super secret, or there's real potential in that, like, completed, like, even where they include the fan stuff, that they completed the remake Jason X, both versions.
Yeah, and give us the new maps and stuff.
The new maps, the added kills, the added skins, maybe even the part 5 mini game thing that they were talking about doing way back
Oh yeah,
when. Paranoia, there it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with it. And so let me say this. I mean, you guys have heard me say this countless times, even on this podcast. I'm not a gamer. I'm a franchise fan. So, like, obviously, the Evil Dead game came out. I gave it the go. I bought it. I think I played maybe 4 games with you. And I was like, it's not Evil Dead enough. You know? Like, it's Evil Dead, but it's like Evil Dead Light. It doesn't feel like the movies feel. But Friday the 13th, the game, every single game feels like one of the movies. It feels like Jason. It doesn't feel like manufactured. It doesn't feel like shit. It feels very on brand. It's very fun. It has replay value.
I like the Texas Chainsaw game where I was like, this house is too goddamn huge.
This shit sucks. It's frustrating. Like, it can look like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it doesn't feel like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Friday the 13th was perfect because it had the right amount of camp. Like, I don't expect, like, extra villain characters. I don't expect all this weird shit. I expect Jason to punch someone's fucking head off. Let me figure out how to leave or kill this motherfucker. That's all I need. And it just worked for Jason. It doesn't work for everything else. They're trying.
When I'm getting lost inside the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Yeah, which we can fucking navigate with our eyes closed because we know what it looks like in real life.
And I was like, I don't know about this, Wayne. I don't know if it's gonna last. I was like, there's too much. And then I will put just a little peppering of blame, and I'll throw it. And Slash and Cast is part of it a little bit because we see them play it, and that's like they influence other people to be them grinders. I just call them grinders because they're out just working to get excessive XP and everything. So the few games I played not Friday, but Texas Chainsaw, I never got even outside. I think I played like technically a couple days worth, and I think I escaped one time, and it was pure happenstance. But I never was able to walk around enough to figure anything out before people were on top of me.
Yeah, and you started playing it, I think, the day after release.
Yeah, because it came out immediately in the Xbox One, like the Game Pass.
Yeah, because I got it day of release. I played like 2 games, and I had Tyson play a game, and then you're like, I'm going to get it tomorrow. And within the time of you telling me you were going to get it the next day, I canceled having it and asked Xbox Store for a refund. That's how little I was like, I don't know that I'm going to be able to play this with you, dude. Like, I fucking hate this. It's not fun.
Yeah, it was a lot I just didn't connect with for Texas Chainsaw, but like I said, everything's been chasing Friday the 13th's success because they got it right. So the potentiality of a remaster of that game on like the updated consoles and shit. Not that I need higher graphics to have a good time, but I think it'll be interesting.
But and I'm not like a crazy like graphics guy, but in my brain, the Friday the 13th game looked pretty fucking good when we had it. I mean, there was some shiny stuff here and there, but like, yeah, the potential of it being updated, as long as you don't muck with the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Don't try and reinvent the wheel. That's where I'm nervous about the Jason universe. What if they're like, we'll take everything that Gun Media and Ilphonic made, and then we'll like try and make a new game. I don't want a new game. I don't want you to try and top it, because you can't top it. It was perfect. It made me like playing online. Like, not since when I first got my PS3 way back in the day, playing like Modern Warfare, being like, holy fuck, I'm playing with other people online. There's no screen peeking, there's no split screen bullshit. Like, this is fun as fuck, where you would spend like 9 hours gaming because you were like, even if you suck at it, you were like, this is awesome. Like the novelty of having a good time. And with the Friday the 13th game, you and I are chatting, so we're having a good time. And then occasionally we're meeting people who are a lot like us or just big personalities, fun to hang out with. And that's literally why we're doing a podcast right now, is because of the Slash and Cast guys. We became fans of them. I'm not gonna say they became fans of us, but they liked us enough to
That's
say,
a tall order.
Start a podcast and put it on our network. Yeah, because nobody's fans of us. Even if you're listening to us, you're probably not a fan of us. But you know, like, we're fans of ourselves. I'm a big fan of Evil, so I like talking to Evil. So it was easy to play video games and talk to him, and then everything else is just the icing on the cake. But yeah.
But yeah, that game is the high point that I took out of all the news of things happening. So we'll see what hits first, because I keep hearing the Crystal Lake show is going to be coming on. I don't know when it's coming on, but I feel like it's a long-standing like joke now, like coming soon.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake, the show.
I keep seeing like fan-made posters.
Yeah.
They circulate, and they're down in the corner. Like, it's a nice-looking poster, but then down in the corner it'll be like made by Steve 49B.
7-2.
Whatever. And so like someone will send it to me and like, real, with a bunch of question marks. I'm like, no, it's not real. Like, but the show.
That's what our life has been reduced to, is our family and friends sending us posters of fake movies. Like,
yeah.
You know how many times I've had to tell my mom, like, nah, there's not a Goonies 2. Yeah. That poster's not real.
Dude, yeah, my cousin Travis, like, I think it's just something that like older people get duped into, but we're getting older. So, but like, we'll send me like an AI poster of something and they're like, real? Question mark? Like, no, it ain't real, man. It's not happening. You can tell the guy has 9 fingers. I don't know if you're not looking, but that's not Keanu Reeves. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. It is what it is. But off of the subject of the Friday the 13th game, I want to go back, birthday talk, because my birthday was last week. Your birthday was just the other day. How'd you celebrate that bad boy? Pretty chill?
Fairly, I don't know what it is. Unless you hit like big comic book kind of numbers, like 250 issue and stuff like that. I feel like nobody really cares a great deal when you're like, 42, get the fuck out of here with that.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're 45. We'll celebrate then. So no, I didn't really do a whole lot. Went out to eat with the wife. Got a little bit of like play money to go look around at some stuff, and came home.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's pretty much exactly.
I got 3 more years, and then I'll have a good birthday story to tell you.
I mean, that is a good birthday, because I don't know if you remember last year. Actually, when we first started the video podcast was just right after both of our birthdays. So I think our first video podcast, the 3B video retreat, we're talking about our birthdays. And they're both pretty low key. But last year on my birthday, out of nowhere, because I turned 40 last year, like, my wife was like, hey, we got to go to Villisca and see your mom. She's got birthday money for you or whatever. And so we'll take the kids. And then we get there, and there was like a surprise party, like family members and shit, and there was like food, and it was like right when I had started dialing in my diet and stuff, so I'm like, fucking like all these chips and all this shit. But it was like taxing, because I didn't want it and I didn't expect it, but then I had to be present. So this year, like leading up to my birthday, I told Megan, don't be taking me no fucking dumb extra shit. I wanna eat cannolis, I wanna go to a movie, I want a burrito, and I want to come home. Like, I just keep it simple. And that's exactly what it was. It was a very simple, went out and saw that new Bring Her Back, made by the guys who made Talk to Me, which, have you watched Talk to Me yet?
Nope.
Gotta do that. That shit's good. Yeah, just went and saw a movie at the Alamo, and it was good. Surprisingly, like, I didn't have a bum, like, that was a crappy movie experience on my birthday, so, which happens. So, yeah, just a low-key birthday celebration. I just wanted to see what yours was like.
I always want to make plans to do stuff, but it rarely works out where anyone else is interested to do the same thing. So, kind of like, I would like to do this, and then it gets closer, and I'm like, I would still like to do this. I feel like I've just killed a man.
That's right, and I'd like to confess.
Yeah, but no one's No one's there to arrest me. No one's there to. So the closer it gets, I think it was like 2-3 days out from when my birthday actually hit, and I was like, I'm just throwing those plans out and doing some other stuff. I think I helped do some yard work for my mom. And the wife was like, "What do you can't work on your birthday?" I was like, "We didn't make no plans." I was like, it's Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do that.
it's just another day, man. Yeah, I think the older you get, like,
I did get socks, and I was excited about it as a gift. So I'm there.
Were they like plain socks, or did they have something graphic on them?
Oh no, just what I want: black ankle socks.
Nice.
I can't stand anything but. So that's.
You don't have toe socks?
Toe socks? Nah, probably not. But I just know that's a mark I've reached when I really don't want to buy socks. So I'm really excited when I get gifted socks, because I feel like I cheated the system. I don't have to go buy them damn things now.
That's how I feel about protein powder. When my mom comes and visits and she's like, "Want to go to Walmart and need anything?" I'm like, "Yeah, this fucking tub of protein powder, because I don't want to spend $30 on it. If you want to hook me up with protein powder, I'll take it."
It's a weird just thing to like. I need socks. I love a good fresh pair of socks, but I don't like paying for them.
Yeah, and we'll wear them till they're 90 holes in them. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it through its limits.
Yeah.
But I sure don't want to buy new ones.
But nothing feels better than when you can throw away the ones that have the holes in them because you have new ones.
It's a real fuck you weak piece of shit. Maybe if you was a little better, I wouldn't have to do this.
That's right. Yep.
And will we do that when the day comes? 'Cause I feel like it's going to still be forever before we get a Friday the 13th movie. But do you think... How long do you think before we get to the movie? And how do you think they're gonna do it with this? Is this gonna be time to revamp, reboot, start a new kind of deal?
Separate canons? Yeah.
Or just be super ballsy, just jump right back in as if it's another sequel and don't explain a damn thing?
I think they're gonna...
What do you do? What do you think?
I mean, if it was... Yeah, what they're gonna do is they're gonna reinvent the wheel. They have to. Because I think that was a part of the Victor Miller... Sean Cunningham thing, right? Like, one of them owns Friday the 13th, one of them owns Jason Voorhees, and then so like the backstory. So one of them owns like Pamela and young drowning Jason, and then the other one owns like the namesake. So it's a tricky, stupid situation. I don't know how Jason Universe is going to go about it. I feel like they gotta explain to people who Jason is. So they're gonna have to reinvent the wheel, create some sort of a slightly different like timeline, origin story.
I'm sure there's an answer, even though I don't fucking care enough to look into it. But like, can the other movies be canon at all? Like, could they even use any of that footage? Because you have it from Paramount 1 to 8, and then you have 9, 10, and Versus with New Line.
Mm-hmm. And then you have...
like, is anything that they're...
Reboot with...
which is Platinum Dunes.
Yeah, Platinum Dunes.
Which I don't even know if they're a thing anymore. But I was just like, does any other movies get made canon in that? Or are you starting as if nobody knows any of this stuff at all, and it's building your universe from...
I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's what they're going to do, and that's what worries me. Because, yeah, you don't reinvent the wheel. You don't change things too much.
Do you think they'll even keep the 80s aesthetic?
No.
Like,
nope.
Really?
Nope.
Maybe it's my mind wanting to make it up. I could have swore, like, I thought that for the show they were going to do it, like, starting in the 60s.
Oh, well, maybe. So by
the time it gets to, like, the season 1 ending or whatever, that you'll be getting...
into the 70s or whatever?
Like, yeah, like, or that Jason's going to be officially... drowned by end of season 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of deal. I was like, do you make it modern or you keep it retro?
The issue, I think, is
80s is always a hot commodity nowadays.
Yes, this is all under Jason Universe, but does that mean TV series and movie same universe linked? But here's the kicker. From everything we've seen, the first thing that's coming is the TV series. Yes, agreed. The movie will be down the road.
I believe so.
TV series comes out. Let's say TV series bombs first season. dead. Literally dead in the water. Pun intended. Jason is dead again. So even despite overcoming lawsuits, becoming a part of the Jason universe, getting rebooted, let's say, no one gives a fuck. It sucks. We try, we hate it, it dies. How many more years before they're like, well, fuck, man, we tried in 2025 with that series and no one gave a shit. They didn't like what we did, so why make a movie? Because a movie is way more expensive and only has like X amount of runtime in a theater. This could effectively be the nail in Jason's coffin if they fuck that TV series up. And I implore them, I beg them to do it right. Don't fucking make him look so derpy. Fix that look. Just, I'm nervous, bro. I'm nervous because
I need to just pivot to another area. Like, well, they just have a whiteboard and they're like TV show, no good.
Gone.
We'll just scratch
Pogs.
that out
Let's
there.
bring back the Pogs.
Like, all right, off to the gaming world. How much money we making in gaming versus as in merchandise, and then they'll just transfer that kind of funding there, and that'll be the reasoning for like, well, come we aren't getting a movie. Well, y'all didn't like that show, so we decided to make some keychains.
Yeah, and so
Y'all like them keychains a lot, and put them on your backpack or collectibles.
yeah, but the licensing again is a weird thing because let's say that they figure out they can make more money, not necessarily creating their own game or even bringing back the past game, but licensing their character to existing IPs. Like, let's put Jason in Mortal Kombat again because we made money off that. Whoop whoop. He's in Mortal Kombat. Now he's in Fortnite. Now he's in Dead by Daylight because it's not gonna die. It's still going strong. It's got a huge fan base because the game doesn't change, right? Like the people who like that gameplay are still playing.
It does. There's a lot of side stuff. Like, it changes a lot. Like, I know I'll go in spurts where I'll play it for about 3 months and then I won't touch it for 2 years. And then when I pick it back up and I'm like, there's all these different like places. I mean, once I get to an actual game, that's pretty much the same, but there's little things that change in it all the time. And I'm like, I gotta, it's like it's like your job.
Yeah.
Like when you go to a job, it's like you've been there 10 years, you should know it forwards and backwards, inside and out. But if they keep tweaking little tiny things, you're never going to be able to stay ahead of the curve till you memorize all this shit. So there's literally times where I'm like, I remember I could do a fight back kind of thing right here. Now I can't. What are these like crypt areas I'm walking into? Why do I need to score these kind of crystal shards to buy? What the hell am I buying this stuff for?
PC load letter. The fuck does that mean?
I don't know what any of it means. But once I get to the gameplay, it's more or less the same. But
Yeah.
little piddly shit changes in that one all the time. I don't like change. We fear change.
We do fear change, and that's what makes me nervous. Is because if you find that you can make more money, you know, putting Jason in fucking Call of Duty Warzone.
Which is great. I never played when they put some of the TCM folks in one of those games, but it looked cool.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's what makes me nervous though, is like just leasing them out. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh, he'll show up in all kinds of little things that you'll not appreciate.
and that scares me because like, I don't want it to. I mean, it's a guy in a hockey mask, so I'm not trying to put it on a pedestal or nothing. But like, you're a big Elm Street guy, and I'm a big Jason guy, which I think you're just as big a Jason guy as I am. Like, I don't want to be like it's Freddy or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you're a Jason guy too, but like, cheapen it a little bit, like just putting them in everything and putting them everywhere. And that's what worries me about the merchandise. Is like, I don't need the Krusty the Clown, eye wash station. I don't need Friday the 13th fucking dental floss or whatever. Like, I'm fine with figures, masks, shirts. Like, I don't need the toaster that toasts the shape of the mask into the bread. Although that's novelty, that's cute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, when is it too much? When does it become a hindrance to what Jason is? He should be a scary killer on a screen and not a Chucky, not a not a trademark that they can just shit out and put on everything.
If I could put it on everything, I'll take it all.
I know
like
you
all
will.
this
I know
stuff,
you will.
all the stuff you're describing, I'm like, that would be kind of rad. I'd love to have some Jason Voorhees toast.
Jason waffle iron.
Like
Like
an eye wash station. I'm like, that would be great.
it's got Rick on it, like with the eyes shooting out from part 3.
Yeah, like whatever it is, I would probably just look at it and go, that's pretty neat and cool. But I might not buy them necessarily, some of the things, but I'll just look by and go, oh, that's cool. I remember when things were different.
Yeah.
And not necessarily like it was better then, but I'll just be nostalgic in my tiny moment of, oh, I remember when things were like this.
All right, well.
Now they're like this. And it's like,
I'm going to remember that for your 43rd birthday when you get the Friday the 13th salad tongs.
I'll take that too. I literally have the Nightmare on Elm Street chopsticks.
Me too. I think we got them in the horror block. I think that's
when
because
horror
I
block
didn't.
was a thing.
I didn't go out and buy them, motherfuckers. I'll tell you that. But
But if I saw, like, as I have many times since then, like in a dollar bin, I would have bought it then.
yeah, we're fucking suckers, man. That's the bottom line. Even
I'm a
as
sucker. I do not give. I don't have nothing to. If they want to do whatever with it, do whatever with it. I'm just still gonna just go back and watch what I liked, and if I don't, I was like, it just doesn't need to exist for me. So I was like, I didn't like it. Just keep on keeping on. Getting easier and easier to not get into new stuff if I just don't want to.
I like it here on my own island with my own stuff.
Yeah, I'll still watch it over here, but it's cool. Y'all like it over here.
So that's the rub, right? I'm curious where our listeners fall. Like, are you excited? Are you apprehensive? Are you gonna buy weird merchandise?
Will it just completely crash and burn? Like, when they're
Flight
supposed to be
180?
like, damn,
Oof.
that's not even real, and I gotta finish that.
Be a real fucked up god to take this plane down.
No, I was thinking, weren't there supposed to be 3 Exorcist movies? Like, it was supposed to be like a trilogy, and that first one.
Oh yeah, and then that Believer fucking tanked.
And then they're not even gonna do those other 2 movies. They're just gonna restart it again. I was like, maybe it could end up like that. I don't know.
Yeah, or you know, I mean, it could get resigned to a worse fate, to where they make the first one and they don't expect it to do well, so they kind of end it how they think it should end, and then it blows up, and then they have to fucking half-ass write 2 more movies. They sign on for a trilogy, and then we get like the Halloween trilogy. Like, at some point they didn't know where they were going, so they just...
Hey, we used to really like that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it worked in the 80s because...
I was saying, like, Nightmare 4, like, how we welcome when the writers went on strike halfway through doing this.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're the other way, like, oh, Jesus, that's 12 writers, and they had a writer's strike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying for this.
Yeah, I'm very nervous. So I don't know, man.
They used to improvise shit a lot better.
They did. Well, I think they were more creative back then.
Probably.
So.
And I kind of believe that, like, limitations
breed
creativity.
Absolutely. So
go to Nightmare 3 for that. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's the definition of that.
Yeah, holler at Screaming Mad George. Or, you know, Greg Nicotero to create your Jason, and then just have him put him in a green army jacket with a fucking dollar store mask. Like,
I say it's time we quit fucking around here. Greg Nicotero has had his moment in the sun.
Yeah. I mean, he had, 15... He's still doing Walking Dead stuff, yeah?
I know he can just live comfortably, and everybody knows Greg Nicotero.
Mm-hmm. K&B.
It's time for Howard Berger to get his dues.
I do love me some Howard Berger.
Like, where's the rest of K and B?
Did he quit? I think he quit doing effects, maybe.
So he could still, like, instruct other people to give him the Jason, the Freddy remodel. Whenever that... I feel that's just going to sit in limbo for a long time as well. For anything.
2010 put that nail in that coffin. We talked about that a while back, which I
don't even think it was that necessarily. That definitely didn't help, but I think it went into further with, like, when Wes passed away, and then there was a rights issue that went on to, like, his kids or something. So
yeah.
I think some legal technicalities after his death put a further monkey in that wrench.
All I know is whatever happens with Friday the 13th, I'm waiting. I'm ready. Scared though. Scared. That's just where I'm at. I want to be crazy excited. But I don't know that I'm crazy excited. I feel like I'm more nervous than like, yes, he's back, you know? So, it doesn't compare. Like when I was in high school and say, like when we first saw the Freddy vs. Jason trailer or even the Jason X trailer, I can remember the first time I saw the Jason X trailer with Let the Bodies Hit the Floor on the trailer. The
And
movie,
then you're like, it wasn't even in the movie.
yeah, but like, you're like, fuck yeah, he's back. Like that's the pop you get. He's back. And then when we saw that Jason universe, both of us, like you snapped me and you're like, I'm not going to tell you what I think. Did you see it? And I'm like, no.
I didn't want to taint the pool.
I saw it. I didn't like it. In the slightest. Like,
It's like the complete different reaction. I was looked at that design. I was like,
yeah.
They called the right Greg Nicotero.
So, yeah.
Some
it's just,
British dude answers the phone. I'm Greg Nicotero,
Yeah.
right?
So, yeah, that's some identity theft happening. Effects artists don't get second chances. But
No, this is Craig Nicotero.
yeah, yeah.
I'll still
Your
draw something
cousin,
for you.
Marvin Berry. But again, Jason X is a prime example, right? That trailer, we got the weird nose, the weird mask that he has before he's Uber Jason, and we got Uber
That
Jason.
mask is terrible.
It is terrible. Yes, it's terrible. But I will
I
take
just hate that I can see his eyes.
I'll take that mask over this Jason Universe mask any day. And that's what I'm saying. Jason X trailer, pop. We popped. We're like, yeah, he's back. And then we're like, oh man, that mask is kind of shitty. And like the gray jumpsuit and the jacket and then the chains and the neck and the hair, all the things that are against it. And you still go and you watch Jason X. You still watch Jason X because you're like, he's back, he's in space. It's terrible, but it's fun. But it was the 10th entry in a franchise, and we've rode with it. We're ride or die. So now we're starting a franchise over again. We're attempting to be ride or die, but it just doesn't hit the same. I think for us with Jason X is because it was still Kane Hodder. So we're like, dude, 3 movies in a row. The man. It's still Kane. He's the man. This is just a nameless, faceless, generic. It looks like a Spirit Halloween like ad, like for generic hockey mask killer.
You feel that 20% off coupon is right behind him.
Exactly. Yeah, I could be the scary hockey mask killer or generic scarecrow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. It's just interchangeable.
Now, to marriage, both of the themes of the day. Do you think there's any ties to? Because Jason X is, 23 years old at this point?
Yep.
We were around 17, 18 years old. Still had, like Clerks 2, like we had the world in front of us kind of thing.
Wasted my life watching movies.
We didn't need to sleep 8 hours a night. We didn't wake up feeling like we, went through the ringer of workouts the day before, even though all we did was sit on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's as hard to get excited as we were then now?
No, I don't. And Halloween 2018 is my prime example, which 2018 feels like it was just the other day.
It's not.
It was 7 years ago, which is hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. That was 7 years ago. But Michael had been dead, gone. Since 2009 is when we got Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. So 2009 to 2018, we had no rumblings of a Michael Myers whatsoever. They dropped that trailer for Halloween 2018. I just saw it on my, on this day on Facebook, my memories of you and I just freaking out back and forth. Just gushing, talking about it. Because it was a good trailer. Michael had a cool look. It was revamping the franchise. and we were hyped. I still think I'm the same person I was 7 years ago. Like
2020 to 2025, it's felt like it's been triple the years.
Yes,
though.
it does. But like, even all the way up to Halloween Kills, or Halloween Ends, I mean, we were fucking excited. It wasn't until, I mean, you didn't necessarily hate Halloween Ends as much as I did, because I mean, you can go back and listen to that episode. You have some positive things to say about it. I hated it, but when that trailer dropped, hype, all the way to watching it the day before it opened. Like, getting the key to the theater, unlocking the theater, being in a private screening, hyped till the end credits, and I was like, I'm so mad right now. That was only 2 years ago. 3 years ago, yeah. Whenever Halloween Ends came out. So my level of getting excited for the big guys is still there. The world hated the Texas Chainsaw Netflix movie. You and I didn't necessarily hate it. We had fun with it because it was fun. And when I saw the trailer for that, other than when he pops out in the sunflower field, which we both laugh about constantly, I was hyped. That trailer hyped me. So
it hasn't left you.
Yeah, they got to give me
Fire still burns inside.
anything for the big guys, you know, like, because we grew up on them, so of course we want them to stick around as long as possible.
Then I'll raise you, I think, even a harder question. Maybe the hardest question, because I don't think I could say yes. Do you think a Friday the 13th movie at any point could scare you again? Scare you like
Stick
how
with me.
Jason would scare you way back when? Do you think there's even a hot second where you're like scared of Jason? And not that that's necessarily bad. We've aged into spots where we just appreciate cool effects and how things look, yada yada. But do you think they'll ever get to a spot, however long it is, to where you're like, that actually kind of scared me? Like, here I go. I got your example, that Paul Bailey video
As Freddy?
of him as Freddy, where he does that slow turn at the table.
And both of us like
That did it.
dribble piss. Like, that's terrifying. That's interesting. And yes, but I don't think it's your flavor of Kool-Aid. So with the possibility, or I mean, I think it's just concrete now, I guess, that A24. Because I know you don't necessarily, you didn't care for Midsommar, you didn't care for like Hereditary, and I don't know any of the other A24 movies you've seen, but I know that you're like
The Iron Claw.
And I like that movie.
It wasn't bad.
I feel like
It had some things, but
anytime you see A24, I feel like you kind of have that like, oh fuck, like this is gonna be like a slog.
Everything goes. It starts at a 5-star, and A24. I'm like, all right, you're down one, and you just tell me who's making the thing. How much further can we go down?
Yeah. So for me, I think like since I've gotten older, and I'm not trying to, I don't want to be like elevated horror.
Do it.
I don't want to be that guy.
What's
like with
elevated horror?
the Scream 5 deal. Isn't that a little fancy pants? But I think I think if you're gonna take a guy who wears a fucking hockey mask, who's a hydrocephalic mongoloid, you know, that supposedly drowned and come back and all this craziness, I think you can make it scary and unnerving. And in recent memory, a lot of people hated it. You and I are not people who hated it. In a Violent Nature, we really, really like that. That's a very fresh take on that cookie cutter ass.
Yeah,
would be a general boring slasher that
anytime you do something where your immediate reaction is, why didn't someone think of this already? It gains it a star.
Yes. And so, and In a Violent Nature is not an A24 movie, but it has that same kind of
Aesthetic.
like a little bit of a higher brow. Like that guy thought he was a genius for putting a camera behind a killer. You know what I'm saying? Which it is genius. Like, I
Obvious genius.
Yeah, why didn't someone think of it before? It's so obvious that it should have been done in the 80s. I mean, we had POV. We've always had killer POV. But I think if you get a smart enough person and you kind of give it a I don't want to say an art house film, but like there's a way to make the mother-son relationship gross. It works in Psycho and stuff like that. There's a way to make things unnerving about like him being kind of a peeping Tom or whatever, a voyeur, because he's always watching from the shadows and shit. There's ways to make it not so fucking
like they tried with 2010 Freddy. Like,
yeah.
Like,
But just backfired. It backfired a little bit.
We're not going to just tell you he's a pedophile. We're going to show you he's a
Mm-hmm.
pedophile.
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, some people liked it. Not a lot of people like that.
No.
Well, a lot of people really, really fucking hate that 2010 Freddy. But there's a way. But again, like I said, you can't please all the people all the time. And we're both on opposite sides of that fence, right? Like, I mean, I think if it was done well, I think you would like it. But, like, there's a point where you cross into, like, pretentious. And
at some point, the pinky's going up.
yeah, and you get to that, and then you lose. Like, you're going to lose you. So, there's a fine line to walk. I think it could be scary. Done right.
Yeah.
Are they going to do it right? I don't know.
Time tells.
To me, I feel like we're getting set up on another muck.
I don't know if you can
People
fool
like
us
tits, tits and practical gore, man, and that's all they want. And so that's what, and it doesn't matter what the hockey mask looks like, as long as it's Jason. And we already said his favorite weapons is machete, so we're gonna stick that machete in his hand and put him in Crystal Lake because that's what people want. Yes and no. You know what I mean? There's a boardroom's understanding of Friday the 13th, and then there's a fan's understanding of Friday the 13th, and that's
Where does the intersection happen? Because too much of one or the other is not good. Mm-hmm. You have to find a weird balance.
yeah.
Or 3/4 balance, depending on the property. But, all right then. Final question before we wrap up this Friday the 13th State of the Union.
Okay.
Will this new Jason, whenever we get to the films, will this new Jason also shit in the woods?
This is bear country. Yeah, Jason's gonna uproot a toilet from Crystal Lake and drag it back to his cabin, just like, I mean, he better, because he's retarded, right? I said it.
I don't know.
He should be shitting in a toilet, not hooked up to anything, because
Hey, will they give us a reason or an explanation for his bathroom habits? Because we've got it before. Will they cross that line again?
Okay, so interesting. In this closing, recently, as recent as 2 weeks, I sat down with Tyson because my son has never seen the Halloween franchise. Like he was like, I would like to watch that franchise. So a couple weeks back, we sat down, we watched the original Halloween one, and then on the same day, we watched the Rob Zombie Halloween one. Because I was like, if you watch them back to back, you kind of get like where the inspiration comes from, and then like what they're adding on.
Where the drop off is.
And so he really liked the beginning of the Rob Zombie Halloween. He liked all the stuff leading up to before it became an exact remake. He liked the knowing why Michael was the way he was, the dysfunctional home and all that stuff. And so we do get bathroom habits for young Michael. He kills his hamster or whatever in the bathroom, and it works. For some people it works, and for some people it doesn't. It's visceral, it's violent, and it's weird because that's a private, the bathroom door shut. What you do in private is your own business. So, and like Norman Bates spying in bathrooms. I don't know, man. Yeah, young Jason playing in the bathtub with a rubber ducky or something. I don't know. Weird bath time with his mom. Like,
you're putting way more thought into this.
I'm sorry. I know it was a joke, but yeah. I think maybe we get some bathroom stuff if he's still alive when the show starts.
I think he should be alive.
He should, because you have to get to know him.
Yeah, we gotta know him before you kill him.
And it also helps make him quasi-sympathetic.
Yeah.
So, but I'm worried that they're just going to make him a killing machine which only works in the later movies because he's already established.
Which again, maybe they'll just be strange and decide to go straight that way. They know the story. Let's just make another.
This takes place on Earth 2.
Or just take place right after part 8 or whatever. But be that ballsy. Be like, yeah, we're gonna just do that.
He's just walking back to Crystal Lake, growing a beard.
It's the Lord of the Rings of Friday the 13th movies. Like, we're going to get 2 movies in walking back from where in New York he was in the sewers to Crystal Lake. And then the 3rd movie we'll get, now he's in Crystal Lake again.
I don't know. I don't know how many times in an hour podcast I can say that I'm fucking nervous, but man, I'm nervous. Bated breath. I'm waiting with bated breath. Excited. Scared. Not overly hopeful, I guess. It's a grim outlook on the future.
And I'm in the
all right. Whatever happens.
Yeah, I'll see it when I see it.
It's gonna be Tales from the Crypt ritual. It's just
so that'll something be the bought and put on the shelf and not watched since.
Yes.
Love that.
On that note, I suppose we should probably get going because, after all, there's a Jason universe out there someone has to create, and we're not involved in it. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Why not us? Sign us up. Let us help. Right?
Let us help. Hire the warthog. That's the conclusion of Friday the 13th State of the Union. Back to normal viewing in 2 weeks.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Cut Podcast. We sure had a blast trying to make you all laugh. You gotta set your reminders and get ready to geek, 'cause there's a brand new episode every 2 weeks. Now that you're done with the show, leave a comment on that shit and let us know your movie prop pick.